Hello, welcome to Discussing Fitchburg Now. I'm your host, Sam Squailia, and you're watching this on FATV, Fitchburg Access Television, in the Workers Credit Union studio. Thanks for joining us. This show is jam-packed. We got all kinds of things to talk about, fun events that are coming up. We have Fitchburg Historical Society talking about Trivia Night on Saturday, September 24th. We've got the Arc of Opportunity talking about the annual auction, which is back in person on October 14th at Great Wolf Lodge. And then we are talking with the Art and Renaissance Festival, the Fitchburg Forge-In, which is happening finally on Saturday, October 1st. So make sure you stick around and learn more about what's going on. So now, first, I have Amy Green, president of the Fitchburg Historical Society.
Thank you.
And Susan Navarre, the executive director of the Fitchburg Historical Society. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us again for our second round of Fitchburg Historical Trivia.
Historical Trivia round two.
Round two, right. And this event is centered around Schoolhouse Rock. Yeah,
well, it's sort of school days, and then we said, well, School of Rock. So it's about schools, a little bit about rock and roll, a little bit about just rocks.
Really? So we're tangenting
Sure,
a lot.
sure.
Oh, yeah, we've taken full advantage of every opportunity that we can plug into because we're rich with history. You know, and it's important to, if we want to keep history alive, we have to tell the story. Yeah. So, I don't know, I think we've become great storytellers.
Mm-hmm. Susan Navarre.
Yeah.
She could talk for hours about fascinating stories about Fitchburg's history for sure. Yeah, and so bringing this into a format such as like a trivia game show that not only your special players can participate, but you in the crowd, you can also kind of participate.
Exactly,
That makes it so much more fun.
Yeah, interactive, very interactive. You know, and it's a night where like-minded people get together, people that you may know or people that you may meet for the first time, who are interested in history or trivia. So we get a mix of all different kinds of knowledge there, and any and all are welcome. I mean, you don't have to know anything about Fitchburg history.
That's where you'll learn it.
You can come as a novice and learn some of the tips and tricks, and then you could go home and be like, did you know?
Exactly, right, yeah.
That is exactly the goal. And I kept hearing that, the first one that we did, that I would hear people in the audience go, I didn't know that.
They got the notebooks, like, I'm going to tell my mom.
Yeah, and people really
Right, what are you talking about? Right, yeah.
And then on the other side of it, there were a couple of people in the audience who know a lot of Fitchburg history, and one came up to me afterwards and she said, well, you could have asked follow-up questions about this and this and this and this and this.
Want to join the team?
But exactly. She may be one of our ringers at some point in the future, but it was terrific.
Let's call it an audience member.
Well, and it was nice because everybody that was there heard some kind of story that they didn't know before. That's a big part of how we put it together, is that it's not the usual suspects. We try to really bring things in out of left field. And for the people who are celebrity contestants who are participating, we make it so that some of them are going to be pretty easy for them. A couple of them, they might actually need to know some Fitchburg history. And some of them are going to be guesses. They're just going to be guessing.
Ooh.
And it's,
we were like, oh, phone a friend, or need help from the audience, or take a poll.
Do they have options like that?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. We make it fun, and especially because the final count, we don't show it. It's not like Jeopardy where we show how many points people have. We just keep track of that, and in the end we say a terrific winner. But we want it to be that everybody that's there has fun. And part of it is that when we're putting together the questions, I realize that some are very easy and some are more hard. And so we don't want it to be that one person gets, is like, wait, they got the super easy one and I get the impossible one. We want everybody to just have fun with it.
And you need a couple softballs. I need to get a couple questions right.
Absolutely.
That makes me feel good.
Well, and the thing, I was just finishing up all of the sort of PowerPoint we do, all the pictures that go with the answers so that you get the full sense of what it's about. And I was laughing again, and we were laughing when we were putting it together. And I know that when we had the first one, people were laughing and laughing. And
So it's a good time.
That's just what we wanted.
Yeah. And it's pizza and beer night.
Ooh, pizza and
So,
beer night.
yeah,
That's right.
pizza and beer. So,
I love those.
right. I mean, right. That's perfect combination. Right. Right.
We
with-
hope you're not the only one.
Yeah, with some
that was
Fitchburg
actually our image when
Right.
we first came up with it. We thought, what kind of fundraiser can we do this year where we won't, have it too packed in, but just a fun get together? And we kept saying, yeah, it'd be so cool if people were just eating pizza and drinking beer and having fun with what we do.
And learning about history.
Right, and it's been
Win,
working.
win, win.
Well, exactly,
Win, win, win.
because, that's if putting on my nonprofit hat, I mean, what that is that's making it about our mission. Our mission is to preserve Fitchburg's history, but also to share it with people, help them learn more in a way that'll be useful and interesting for them. And so this is a great way to do it with pizza and beer.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's, can we throw up a couple of the flyers up on the main screen so we can talk about what we're talking about and what date and where it is? Yeah. Can we throw this up on the main screen? So we're talking about Fitchburg Historical Society's Trivia Night, Back to School edition.
That's right.
And this is right at Fitchburg Historical Society's main building.
That's right.
On Main Street.
781 Main Street
781
in the Phoenix
Main
building.
Street. And we have another flyer with some more info.
And we've got a lot
There
going
it is.
on.
Can
There
we
we
put that
go.
up on the screen?
So
it's
people
Saturday, September 24th at 6 p.m. right at 781 Main Street. Tickets are $25. You can go right on the Fitchburg Historical Society.org.
Yeah, our website. That's right. Right
to
on
buy
the main
tickets.
page.
Or you can just call, or you can just pop in,
Right.
or they might be available at the door if it doesn't sell out.
Right. That the last one we filled it up, but we squeezed in everybody that came to the door. We hated to turn people away.
Yeah, we don't want to turn people away.
That was
right.
also during Civic Days. So in some ways there were people that were out of town, and now everybody's back in town, and there's a lot going on. Everybody's out on
Back
the town.
in town and back to school.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So with that, I always put together a little, so we can play a little bit of trivia here on the show.
Okay. Oh,
so,
boy.
Our educational history runs deep. In 1647, Massachusetts became the first colony to pass a law regarding education. Any town with 50 or more families must hire a teacher who could teach children to read and write. The New England Primer was the most common instructional booklet used. So with that being said, what year was the Fitchburg High School established?
The Fitchburg High School, what year was it first? So 1647, if there's over 50 families.
Oh, so it's a question of when is it over 50 years?
So we started
I don't
in,
know the answer to this. She's fooling me.
1745.
So it was actually established in 1849, founded by Anson Marshall, who was a lawyer who studied law with the Torrey and Wood Law Office here in town. However, the high school has existed since 1830.
Right.
It's the longest lasting Fitchburg High School building. It was erected in 1937 at 98 Academy Street and is the 73rd oldest public high school.
So our Fitchburg High
is?
School, which is now Longstow, is the 73rd oldest
Yes.
in the country?
Yes.
Wow.
In the entire country?
In the entire country.
Wow.
73rd.
That's pretty good.
That's old. So when we look at the
we
Longstow
built
building,
the new Fitchburg High School in the same location as the old Fitchburg High School.
After the fire, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there was a fire.
In,
Yes.
in the 30s that they had to put the new one up. And we have some pictures up in our exhibition, too, of how this new high school, the one that that is now the Longstow School, was featured in Life magazine when it opened up. The mayor at that time did a lot of outreach to get stars to come to it, to have it be a big deal.
Really?
And so there was a big celebration of it opening because it was during the Great Depression. And they had stars and dancers, including a picture that's in our collection of one woman dancing and her dress is flying up and you see her underwear. And I remember seeing it one time and going, wait, what is that about?
Right, wasn't that Marilyn Monroe? Right.
It was just like that one.
Yeah.
So is that how we got Babe Ruth to come to Crocker Field?
I'm not certain if that's the same. Fitchburg was so active and lively and central. It may have actually been that he came. There was a time that they had a Red Sox day at Oak Hill Country Club, where you could go and you could play golf with all the Red Sox alums. And he was one of the people that came and played golf.
Cool.
And so a lot of other big stars too. And I've met people who were caddy. One man who was a caddy at that golf game. So I think it may have been then that he came. But that's because Fitchburg had all these different connections.
And I can see how this trivia, the trivia show, you ask one question like that, then all of a sudden everybody's talking about the story.
That's true.
Right, and that's how it happens.
Yeah.
Another fun fact, in 1798, the town was divided into 11 districts. Do you know any of the names of the districts?
Crockerville.
No.
Not Rockville?
Tar Hill.
No.
No. The district. So was Back Bay one of them back then? No.
No.
'Cause that was had disappeared.
So here they are, the 11 districts in 1798.
Cleghorn.
1798.
1798.
Oh, the old village, the village. The village was one of them.
No.
Should be. No.
Right, yeah. Strikes, right. Yeah. Center, South Fitch. And I want you to think about the names as we're going through these, what that means to our history right now. So, Center, South Fitch, Whitcomb, Turnpike, Downs, Baldwinville,
Yes.
Williams.
That's what I've seen.
Dones, Page, Phelps, Pearl Hill.
Those are
So
all the different
we have,
farms.
as we're walking down Main Street, when we, do our 4th of July or, firefighter or police memorial, look at some of the names of the buildings, and you'll see these names on some of those historic buildings right on Main Street because they were recognized. When you were important in town, not only did you get a district named after you, but then you got your name on a building. You
mean the names in the building aren't necessarily the people that owned them?
No.
Really?
No.
Huh. I thought that, like the Dickinson building.
Well, certainly they built it
the
and owned it.
Dickinsons
Yes, they
owned
did.
it.
Yeah.
Or the Johnsonia was owned by, the Johnsons.
Donors. So out of the 11 districts, those 11 districts where our city was divided, only 6 school buildings were built to furnish those 11 districts. So, things haven't changed much. You know what I mean? If we look around at,
Isn't our population today just about what it was in like 1800s? Isn't it not actually changed that
Well,
much?
the beginning of the 20th century, it was around there.
had a
But
boom.
actually, it grew hugely in the late 1800s, essentially after the Civil War. Started going up from 1865 to 70. And then because there were so many factories and they all needed workers, they started hiring people from every country and building housing for them. And so I actually, you know how it is. You look at numbers and they get bigger, but you don't get much sense of it. So I created a graph that I use at some of my talks to show what the population did. And so it goes like this, and then it goes straight up. And that's 1880, 1890, 1910, when the Finns start coming, when even more French start coming, when all the Greeks and the Italians, and everybody starts pouring in because they all get work.
Because we had work
They go
for
to
them.
kind of the districts.
That's right.
Right,
That's
yes.
right.
Yes. Yeah. And we have on the corner of Main and Mechanic, the D.E. Marion House, which is still standing. That was a schoolhouse in 1815.
The brick one?
No, the yellow one.
Oh, yeah, that one that they've been redoing.
Right.
since.
Yes, and on
With the
our
white picket fence?
and our historic house tour.
It was on our house tour, too.
Yes, right.
Yes,
so
I've
that
been
in
in there.
1815, that was a school.
What was it called?
The D.E. Marion House.
Merriam. So that would have been then a house for David Merriam, whose law office was in the building next to the Phoenix building, between us and Central Street, where the Grisgang is.
Part?
Yes, where the pretty, the pretty Oculus window.
the pretty patina is right.
Oculus.
Yes,
Yeah, with
Oculus.
the copper. Yeah.
Because that window is fairly late. That's by H.M. Francis, but the original building predates the Phoenix building. It's from before the Civil War. I mean, that's one of the amazing things about walking around Fitchburg, and we're putting together more and more ways for people to access this information from their phone, when they're walking around, to see just how historic a lot of these buildings
like how
are.
we do the rock, how we're developing the rock walk with different points where you can scan a QR code and learn.
Exactly.
Right, we've got the
we can
walking
do a
tour,
walking
same
tour
thing, right?
down Main Street.
Right,
do the same
that
thing.
notice, that notifies people at a historic monument or a historic place. Or,
And that's why we support events like this with the Fitchburg Historical Society, so that they can continue to develop these more ways to share our history, and more interactive ways that we can share the history with this generation and the future generations, because we are the ancestors of the future.
right, and the role of a museum has changed. You know what I mean? Like, so if you can reach people via a phone, on an app, or a QR code,
Or a
and
TV
keep 'em-
show.
right, and keep them connected. That's what it's all about. Making the connections. And just one.
We got one more?
Yes, we do. So trivia, and this is more about the Rock of Ages.
Rock of Ages.
Okay, so music.
Oh, okay.
So, what was the first concert at Wallace Civic Center?
The first. We've had so
Marilyn
many of these-
Manson.
Oh, I know.
No, that was his first.
That was later.
That was just one of them.
Yeah, so it would have been 1970 or 71. It was 70.
It was in
maybe.
the 70s. It was May 4th, 1977, and it was Foghat.
Heard about
No,
Foghat, yeah.
so again, I was 10. So I wasn't really into rock and roll at the age of 10 in 1977. So I had to look up like Foghat.
I love
heard of them.
Foghat.
So they have very popular music. Like when I, Slow Ride. Slow Ride.
Take it easy.
Right, and I was like, oh yeah, that's familiar. We know that.
Yeah.
But that was the first concert at Wallace Civic Center.
Cool.
So
In
that first rock
1977.
concert, yeah. So I thought you were trying to fool us all, because when they first opened the Wallace Civic Center, they had a classical concert there, but that's very different. That wasn't their rock.
That's not a big.
Their
Right,
series
right.
of rock. Yeah, but it was
And the hint was rock.
Yes,
rock.
exactly.
Right,
exactly.
rock.
But
And,
it was one of the answers in our earlier trivia.
The
The
Foghat
last
one?
one that
the Civic Center.
the very first one, which was the Boston Pops and Arthur Fiedler. So we have some pictures.
I remember when Marilyn Manson did that show there, and that created all kinds of controversy in town.
I remember hearing about the controversy.
Oh God,
Sure,
people
yeah.
picketed, and we were like, "What is going on at the Wallace Civic Center?" Because we knew it for, some sporting events and the planetarium, planetarium. But for there to be like this weirdo, wacko type of guy that we had never seen before, it was quite.
It was a buzz.
Yeah, it was disturbing to this community, right? Yeah.
And here we are today, like, I wish Marilyn Manson could come back.
Right, yeah. Like, that'd be nothing now.
That would be nothing,
Exactly,
yeah.
right, yeah. Look at how we've gotten hard and calloused, right?
We'd have them at the airport. It'd be a huge festival.
Well, that's actually part of what happens when people are doing research at our place, is that things, they'll see things, how early they happened in Fitchburg. They're like, how did that happen here? We're
pioneers.
Yes, over and over again. Yeah, I just had somebody in today who was reading various things, and he said, wait a minute, you said that Fitchburg had a connection to Hawaii? And I said, oh yeah, some of the first missionaries to Hawaii came from Fitchburg, and they translated the Bible into Hawaiian. They figured out a written language for Hawaiian. They're featured in James Michener's book on Hawaii. And it's like all from, now it's heavily fictionalized in the Michener. They say he's from a little town in New England that you might,
yeah. That's how you embellish.
But exactly, but it was all true, and it was really, really, really early.
Right, in Fitchburg.
And that's what's fun, is that we keep finding these things that surprise us, and I love it that people come in
The
and
more
as
we
they're
can
reading,
highlight our history, the more, that we showcase.
Well,
keeps
and we
us connected.
keep looking at it from different points of view. I mean, I think the most obvious is that if you went back to when I was a little kid, they would have thought that what women did every day was not important. It was not important. And now we realize there was so much history that women were doing. If you look at Fitchburg, women were creating the nonprofit sector, basically. And, you know, they were doing all these things that before social welfare programs existed, like if somebody's leg was broken at work, you know, you didn't get anything from the government. You just had to figure out how to make do. And it was the women in Fitchburg who were creating the charities to make sure everybody could stay and function well. And now we're doing that history. You know, it's for someone as young as you can't imagine that people would go, oh, women, we don't need to worry about that. But all of that is being done now, and it keeps expanding. It keeps changing.
But we can learn a lot more about Fitchburg's history at Fitchburg Historical Society's second trivia night, which you've got to attend. Can we put up the flyer, the information up on the screen one more time so we can remind everybody when it is? It is Saturday, September 24th at the Fitchburg Historical Society. Tickets are $25. You can purchase them right on the website at fitchburghistoricalsociety.org, or call or show up right at 781 Main Street. And admission includes, you can see the new exhibition, you get pizza, and you can buy beer, maybe there's beer available.
There's beer, right. Thirsty Robot has been our sponsor for
Thirsty
beer.
Robot?
Yes.
We really wanted to
sponsors,
feature Fitchburg businesses. And they, you know how it is, local businesses are the most important for supporting local nonprofits. That we wouldn't be able to do what we do without local businesses. And we really emphasized that at the last one. We always emphasize that whenever you can, shop at a local business, because they will
like
support.
80% of the money goes right back to the community.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. And we know what that means, you know what I mean, and how important shopping and staying local is. I mean, you know, we've built businesses around that model.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on and
Thanks
telling
for
us about the
having us.
trivia night. Oh, we hope to see you there. And we were going to take a short break. We're going to tell you a little bit about a North Central Chamber of Commerce hiring event, and then we're going to be back with the Arc of Opportunity. Hi. Sam Squailia here with a quick break to tell you about the Work North Central hiring event that is happening at Wachusett Mountain Ski Area on Tuesday, September 27th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now, this is put on by the North Central Massachusetts Chamber of Commerce in collaboration with Mass Hire, North Central Workforce Board, Fitchburg State University, and Mount Wachusett Community College in order to provide a hiring event with many different potential employers for adult job seekers, college job seekers of all kinds. So can we go to the next slide, please? So you can see here, and we'll put this on let's put this one on the main screen, please. So you can see here, there are a number of different employers that'll be at that Wachusett Mountain event on Tuesday, September 27th at 499 Mountain Road in Princeton, Massachusetts. You can see we have a number of employers here that are looking to hire you. So you want to attend this event at Wachusett Mountain Ski Area, and if you do, you'll be entered into a raffle for a $500 Gift Local e-gift card as well. So this is a great opportunity the North Central Massachusetts Chamber of Commerce is putting on with with a number of different organizations. So we'll see you there.
Excellent opening move. We played this
opening lines for the Bishop and the Queen.
10-year-old Alice Lee. Let's see a photo of Alice Lee.
So she plays age 3.
Okay.
And we were thinking that mainly it's to make Luft, they call it,
Luft.
German for air.
At the age 8, he was also able to play blindfold, but most of his exhibitions were where he had sight of the board. And he usually played between 15 and 20 players. Yes, I think taking with the queen. How did Carissa respond to bishop c4?
She plays knight f6, attacking the pawn, Jennifer's pawn.
I remember when.
Fitchburg was the smallest town in the area, but by 1835, it had grown to be the largest town. By 1840 and 50, most Fitchburg residents had become abolitionists. Another early industry in Fitchburg that still continues today is scythe making. Women used to have to spin yarn and weave cloth themselves, but now it was being made in factories, cutting down and exporting its wood to build cities up and down the East Coast, and of course, for making paper. Starting in the 1800s, the population becomes much more diverse. Fitchburg Machine Works expanded widely.
After World War II, Main Street was lively.
Welcome back to Discussing Fitchburg Now. I'm Sam Squailia, and I have Justin Goettsch from the Arc of Opportunity right on Main Street in Fitchburg. You're the development director.
That is exactly who I am. Thank you.
So you help to put on and promote the different events that the Arc of Opportunity hosts in order to fundraise for its different programs.
That is exactly what it is. Yeah, I'm in charge of the marketing and then the fundraising. You nailed that. That's exactly right. And everything else that comes up too. You know, it's a job where there are a lot of different hats that I have to wear from day to day, but it's
I know
in a
what
good
that's
way.
like, Justin.
You have a very good sense of what that's like. Absolutely, yeah.
So the Arc of Opportunity is right, what is it, 564 Main Street?
564. Look at you.
564
wow.
Main
564
Street.
Main Street,
And
absolutely.
the Arc of Opportunity serves individuals with developmental disabilities or intellectual disabilities.
Absolutely.
Or other...
All sorts of disabilities, yeah, of varying types of disabilities, varying sort of intensity and different modifications and accommodations that need to be made depending on what's going on. But we have a number of different programs. We've got sort of some residential programs. We have folks that are living in houses that are staffed, and we help prepare food and make sure that everyone's clean, and wherever they need to go, we're making sure they get there. We also have within residential some individual folks that are a little bit more able to do things on their own, so they have their own apartments. We'll come in for, you know, the case manager every week or for a couple hours a week, depending on sort of the need and what that needs to go. So we've got residential, there's day habilitation, we've got day programming that's going on, we have also recreation and then family support. So recreation and family supports are what the auction that is coming up here in a few weeks primarily raises money for. So
Because otherwise, without the fundraising, the recreation and the family supports, they don't get any funding.
Correct. Yep. There's no funding that's provided by the state for those programs, and so what we have to do is we're raising it by ourselves. And that's been the case. That's sort of part of the history of the ARC. That has just never been funded for whatever reason. That's not something that's in there, even though we're advocating for, you know, the rights in a lot of cases for people with disabilities, but we're doing stuff like recreation, going to do trips, getting to go to museums, getting to learn about the
Bowling
area.
night.
Sometimes there's bowling night, absolutely.
And family
all sorts of
support,
things.
you know, an opportunity for, you know, the family to have time, or, you know, or go with,
Absolutely.
you know, and have support there.
Well, and there's some groups that we do too, so that families do have that type of support. You know, if you think back 70 years, which is how long the ARC has been going on, and we're celebrating our 70th year as part of the auction, there were just a number of families who felt like having a child with a disability was happening to them, and their troubles and their sort of challenges, it was very isolating. And so part of what brought everybody together was our founder sort of wrote a newspaper article that went out and just said, hey, if you are experiencing this exact same thing and want to come together, let's get together so that we can sort of help each other out and maybe see if, we can do this together
And
rather
you learn
than
you're
individuals.
not alone, and you're really not different.
Absolutely.
And we all have a lot of similarities, and we can be stronger together.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself.
I love it.
That's
Okay,
exactly.
so this fundraising that we're talking about is the annual auction,
Correct.
which is back in person this year.
Oh, we're so
and
excited.
Let's see, we have some information on a flyer in some sort of form.
Look at that.
Oh, this one. Can we pull this one up on the main screen? Yes, so it's the 70th anniversary of the Arc of Opportunity, and there's both an in-person auction on October 14th at Great Wolf Lodge, but leading up to that, starting September 30th, there is also an online auction.
Correct.
That you can bid on things, because in 2020 during the pandemic, we had to shift to an online.
We absolutely did.
To an online auction.
To an online auction, just a silent auction.
It was successful.
It was successful. We still were able to raise some money, and what we found is there are folks. You get sort of in our own little silo that Fitchburg, Leominster, this is where everything's happening. This is where the people are. We've got folks all over the country who maybe know somebody from Fitchburg that wanted to be a part of the auction and have wanted to be supportive over the years. So being able to have the online auction enabled us to sort of connect with folks from all over, and we wanted to continue that this year, even though, as you said, we are thrilled to be able to be in person on October 14th at the Great Wolf Lodge. Get your tickets now.
Oh, yeah. So we have the website that we could put right here magically. We can make it appear. Oh, there it is.
Oh, my gosh.
Cheers to
There it
70
is.
years.givesmart.com.
That's
so
perfect.
cheers to 70 years.givesmart.com. And that
Nailed
takes
that,
you
yeah.
to the Arc of Opportunities auction website.
Correct. Yep. So we've got if you want to get involved by getting a ticket for the live event on October 14th, you can do that there. If you are wanting to get a table, we've got tables that are available there. We also have a number of games that you can sort of start getting so that you can start purchasing those. That's the word I was looking for.
Is that like Duvarney donated like 10 different jewelry boxes?
So we are doing that.
One of those, one of them has a really special piece of jewelry. The other ones have
exactly like that,
the other
yeah.
ones are cool, but this one is the winner.
Correct. So we have 4 different games. One's just a 50-50 raffle. I think most people know what those 50-50 raffles are. We've got a lottery tree raffle that's going to be a $500 value. That's all
Mary
scratch
Hafey,
tickets and
Mary
stuff.
Hafey usually does that.
The
That's-
special, absolutely.
Everyone loves the lottery
It's always a
tree.
good time. And so then we're also doing a new game. We're calling it the clock game.
The clock game.
The clock game. So we've got this beautiful mahogany Seiko clock that can go like you can hang it on the wall. You can put it sort of above your fireplace, whatever you want to do. So it's a very nice clock. And what we're doing is we're covering the face of the clock. Nobody knows what time is being displayed on the clock
so you
at that
gotta
point.
guess the time.
So there are going to be 50 envelopes with 50 different times, and then one of those times matches. So what will happen is at the end of the night, we will reveal the face, and then whoever has the winning
7
time
p.m.
gets to take home this. It really is a beautiful clock. I'm not a clock guy, but it's tremendous. It's very, very nice.
You could be a clock guy.
I may be starting to be a clock guy, depending on how this goes.
Depends if you
Absolutely.
win.
Yep. And then we've got one more really exciting opportunity, which is an African safari.
Ooh, African safari, like I can see elephants?
You can see elephants, you
Ooh,
can see
like
cheetahs, you can see lions and wildebeest and all sorts of things.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my, absolutely. So what that is going to be a 6-day, 6-night safari. If you want to sort of extend your trip to Africa, it's in South Africa is where this happens to be, that's going to be an extra thing, but you are a reason to go and do a safari and be able to do this. So it covers 3 meals, and each day there are 2 different trips that you can go on to see various types of wildlife
What
and
an
see what's going on.
opportunity.
Absolutely.
At the Arc of Opportunity.
You're so good.
Wow.
Absolutely. So we've got 20 tickets. Each ticket's $250.
Ooh.
So
that's
one person.
$250, but that's a
it's a big ticket,
pretty
but
good.
for a-
that's a pretty good chance. 1 out of 20.
1 out of 20, and we're only selling 20 for that. So it's a great chance to be able to do
And
what is a
all
once in
the
a
money
lifetime.
goes to support the Arc of Opportunities, recreation and family supports, which is which are really great programs. Do we have any pictures of I think I took some pictures of the website. Oh, this is at the last.
Oh, who's
one.
that over there? Yeah.
We went to the other auction. This was in Leominster, I think they had it.
Before it was Great Wolf?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can we pull up this one on the main screen? So this is a snippet from the website, thearcofopportunity.org, and you can see, you can scroll through and see all the opportunities for the clients.
Absolutely.
At the Arc of Opportunity that these fundraisers support. And this is just one snippet. There's a whole bunch.
A ton of different things. I mean, we'll get pictures up of the various trips. Pre-COVID, we're doing some overnight trips over the course of the year.
Ooh, overnight trips.
So fun. Absolutely. And if you're interested in volunteering, there are opportunities to get involved with the recreation programs as well that way. But it's a really important part of, I think, having somebody with a disability in your life, being able to have not only the support, but being able to talk with other people who are going through that same thing, strategize, just, again, like we said earlier, you're not alone. There's a lot of supports and opportunities.
And there's
out there.
nothing like having fun together to grow those friendships.
Absolutely.
And experiencing new things.
It really is sort of the richness of life, isn't it? Getting to do that together.
I like it. Okay,
Yeah,
so
there
we
you go.
have the online auction that starts September 30th. Can we put that website again one more time here? I think it's cheers270years.givesmart.com. So you can go right there, and you can see everything that we're talking about. And
Absolutely.
You can start bidding
On September 30th. Yep. So what we'll do is we'll reveal, so there's going to be, 30 or 40 different silent auction items, gift cards to local places, and some bigger gift baskets and stuff like that. So we'll reveal some of those right away on September 30th, and then we'll sort of slowly unveil some of the other stuff.
So you got to check back.
So you got to keep checking
gotta
back.
keep
You got to
bidding.
see if you're getting outbid. You got to make sure. Absolutely.
You gotta get 'em in,
yeah.
and you got to get them to keep bidding.
That's right. So then that will go until the night of October 14th, and then we will end the silent auction that night, and then at Great Wolf Lodge,
There will be special auctions also.
there's a live auction that night that
Oh, and you get a paddle. It's
get
so much
paddles?
fun.
Absolutely.
You get a number paddle so that
To
you
bid
you
and do all sorts of things, yeah.
And they got an auctioneer.
We do.
Does Rick do the
He's doing it again, absolutely, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, so Rick Cloutier is a very passionate member of the auction committee, so he helps me sort of with the planning and making sure everything is going according to plan. I mean, he's been a part of this for, I don't know, 20 years, something like that. He's been a big help for me, as has the rest of the auction committee, which is, it's not one person who's able to do this. There's a number of people that are helping me.
It's a big production.
It's a big production, and I appreciate all the help that we've gotten. And folks from the community are so generous. They're donating their places in Albuquerque. They're donating a weekend in Gloucester. We've got all these nice trips that people are doing.
My friend won a trip to Costa Rica a couple years ago.
There you go.
So
Absolutely.
jealous.
There's all those types of things. So in the way that we were saying, no one's alone. Everybody has supports and able to do this. So too do we. We couldn't do this without folks being willing to donate those items that then we're able to raise some money and be able to help the family supports and recreation like we talked about.
I grabbed a screenshot of the 2020 fundraiser from Sentinel and Enterprise. Can we put that up on the screen so we can, as an example of how much fun? Yeah, this one. So you can see this is a screen grab from the Sentinel and Enterprise article. They raised $50,000
That's right.
in 2020 at the 2020 auction, and that was thanks to the online auction
Absolutely.
offerability. So now that we can be in person and online, how much do we expect to raise?
We're hoping again for at least $50,000, and it'll depend on sort of where things are going. But that's sort of the goal every single year. We want to hit 50,000. That's where we're trying to go. Hopefully, with the online and the live auction, people are feeling very generous. We'll be able to surpass that. But that would be definitely the mark of a very successful event for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like it.
Mm-hmm. It'll be great. So looking forward to
and
seeing
it's a fun
you there.
Time. The bar is open.
Bar's
There's
open.
hors
We got some hors
d'oeuvres.
d'oeuvres. Absolutely. I mean, the Great Wolf Lodge, who is it's where we've been sort of doing this for the last, I don't even know, a number of years that we were doing it in person.
Yep.
They're such good hosts, and they take care of us. Absolutely, it's great. So we're really looking forward to it, and definitely check out cheers270years.givesmart.com to get your tickets now. Buy some of those raffle tickets if you want to get involved and have some fun. It's just going to be a really good night.
Well, thank you, Justin.
No, thank you. This is great.
I'm glad that you could come on and tell us some more about the Arc of Opportunity auction. It's a great cause. I love them. I'm a big supporter.
And you've been a supporter for years, absolutely.
Big fan.
Yeah.
So we'll see you there, and we'll see you there, Justin.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm looking forward to it.
So we are going to jump to the Art and Renaissance Fair with the Fitchburg Forge in. Okay? Oh, I'm waiting. Hi. Hi, welcome back to Discussing Fitchburg Now. I have Achla, Madan, the organizer and the lead for the Fitchburg Forge in the Blacksmith Festival, now in its 19th year.
That's
19
right.
years. You've been organizing the Blacksmith Festival, now the Fitchburg Forge in and Renaissance Festival.
Art and Renaissance Festival, yeah. We are looking forward to it. We did not have it the 2 years during the pandemic, so but I think people are all very happy to see some activity going on and are looking forward to it. I keep meeting people on the street or they talk about it, so I'm glad they're all very excited about it. And the blacksmith community, of course, loves this because they get a chance to show their skill to the audience, because when people come, it's far more enjoyable for them to create versus sitting all by themselves in a workshop that they have published with has almost no really windows or anything. And so here they are in the open, and they really look forward to it. And also it promotes their profession. And we invite people from 3 different categories. There are people who are just what we call novice. They are beginners. They usually are students, students of some of the blacksmiths that themselves compete, and a few are students of either Assabet Valley, or we have had Plymouth Vocational School people coming too. And it's all dependent on their teachers' interested. When their teachers are interested, they teach them and personally bring them, which is nice. And then we have hobbyists, the middle division, we call it intermediate division. And these are people who just enjoy creating things with metal, with their own forges, heating and beating it up. And it's just very creative field in some ways, but easy to get in because the tools are relatively simple and inexpensive. There is no technology involved. It's a very, very old profession which started from creating small nails and fasteners, and then it became very important during the railroad period in Fitchburg, especially when they were laying the railroad. Every company and machines were fixed by these blacksmiths, and all the big mills had blacksmiths working in them. They all had a blacksmith shop. And I just saw in the history book of Fitchburg picture of one of the shops there.
It's a historical art.
Yeah, historical art and a very utilitarian function. But the contemporary blacksmith is very decorative, and the professionals that come to compete, they make one-of-a-kind piece or custom hand railing or custom fire screens, fire tools, or sometimes just a piece of jewelry that they make because they feel liking. When I first got into designing in iron, I'm not a blacksmith, but I have designed products out of iron for last, I would say 30, 35, 40 years. I'm an architect by profession, but in our own company, we market garden products out of iron. So when I started, I met a blacksmith first to see what I should do, and he said it's a material just like clay. With clay, you can build anything. With iron, you can. The only thing is that it has to be heated to a malleable temperature, and that is where the whole knowledge of blacksmithing comes and the experience comes, because if you beat the iron too much, it quickly forms into a sheet. If you beat it when it's cold, then it breaks. So it's the color of the iron if you take it out of the forge. Most of the forge nowadays are either gas or charcoal. Take it out of the forge, and what color it is the judgment that blacksmith learns to make.
So the blacksmithing, so you're talking a lot about the blacksmithing portion of the festival, which is kind of the mainstay of the blacksmithing forge-in festival. So there's a competition from novice to intermediate all the way to advanced, that they work on specified projects right out in the open, right at Fitchburg's Riverfront Park, all day, and then there's a judge who judges the projects, and there's winners.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we give each category and each project. There are 3 projects that they have to complete during the whole day, and the first 2 projects are relatively simple. They are 1 hour duration to finish, and the last one is 2 hours duration to finish. And they can amplish it to add in their creativity, but the project steel is given by us, so we know everybody has an even level to start with, and then they get prizes in each of those divisions, from cash prizes, first, second, and third prizes are given. So I think we were told right in the beginning to bring the good quality competitors, we need to have good cash prizes would be the best, and that's what we have followed, and it has worked out pretty well.
And I mean, it is a fun thing to see the blacksmithing happen, and you're out there, and it's like bang, 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 and there's coals and there's smoke, and there's all kinds of things going on.
I think people like the tuck, tuck, bang of the hammers. They say, oh, so many hammers, and it can be musical.
Yeah, it's an experience which you've got to see. And so let's talk about the date. Jared, can we put up the logo with the date on it? Yeah, can we put that on the main screen, please? So this is the Fitchburg Forge-In, a 19th annual Blacksmith Art and Renaissance Festival. It's happening Saturday, October 1st at Riverfront Park, right in Fitchburg, right off Boulder Drive. And the festival runs from 10 a.m. until 4:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And the festival not only includes the blacksmithing portion, which is the mainstay, but now it's the Art and Renaissance Festival, so it also includes the Knights of Lord Talbot, who do the knights jousting. And can we put this on the main screen, or a couple of pictures of so they come in
their armor.
Yeah, there's like full armor, swords. They do sword fighting.
And then there are women who come in kind of hybrid Renaissance Indian dresses, and they do belly dancing and stuff like
really?
that. So it keeps us entertaining. They have also some Renaissance music that they play, but we also have Eddie Toshler playing jazz 2 to 4 p.m. at one end of the park. And the other highlight people really like, and especially the way the park is set up with those steps leading toward the river, we have a demo set up by the judge. We pay the judge to come and give a 2-hour demo, or 1.5 to 2-hour demo on something that it's a woman showing the technique of
we got this right on the screen. Can we put this picture? Yeah. So this is our guest judge, or the live demonstration.
Invited judge.
She's doing the demonstration down
and
by
judging.
the riverfront.
And
judging.
Yeah. She also set up the projects that they will be competing in. That's part of the...
she helped design the projects.
Yes, I make it as part of her job. Then they know what they're looking for with the judge. We have around 9:30 a judges meeting, and all the competitors listen to hear her talk about what she's looking at, what quality she will judge. And then we have festival T-shirts. I haven't as yet ordered them, but we'll have them on that day, and we will sell them, as well as each competitor gets a free T-shirt.
Nice perk.
And there are people who have been collecting. I just got a email from one of the young men who competes every year, but he said for some reason he is not able to compete. But say, I want to buy a shirt because you have very beautiful shirts. So that's how it goes.
So we have the Blacksmithing Festival. We have the Knights of Lord Talbot with the jousting and the suits, and they bring vendors as well. So
Yes.
there'll be like Renaissance-themed vendors.
Yeah,
and
handmade products mostly.
A lot of cool gift items or themed items, and then we also
woven
have
items,
woven.
beads. Well, what was very popular last year was some kind of a corset top that somebody was making, and I saw a lot of people buying those.
You buy those everywhere. And there was someone selling wands, like wooden carved wands that were really popular.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then, obviously, super popular, is the finicky fork. They will be at the Blacksmith Festival.
Yes, she's
the
looking forward to
the
it.
Forgin Art and Renaissance Festival this Saturday, October 1st. So the finicky fork, the last time I went, which was pre-pandemic, they did like a baked potato bar where you pick your baked potato and they have all kinds of different toppings to put on it, and it was so good. But we don't know exactly what they're doing yet.
Well, it's a surprise maybe for me too, but she is very creative and very enthusiastic about food, so I don't think she'll disappoint us at all. And so I am looking forward to that, and I just hope everybody put their rosaries out and it doesn't rain.
Well, even when it rains, it's kind of a good time.
Yeah, the blacksmiths are hardy
pouring,
crowd.
right?
They are hardy people. We will still go ahead, and until it is extreme weather, we will go ahead. There is no rain date because the equipment is very much too hard to bring and all. We also have a side competition that takes place, is those panels that we make for which are always at the park. It was a trellis structure that I had designed, and we got it built. In those days, we used to bring everything from Poland, so original one was built in Poland, and it has an arch, and each square is 18 by 18, and these panels, as they the blacksmiths bring them in for competition, become property of the park. So we weld them in this trellis.
We have a couple pictures of the 18 by 18 squares at the park. Jared, do you see that? Can you pull that up in the picture? There's a picture where they're holding them.
Oh, no, these are the project pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, I brought that and I left it there. Anyway, last year's guide had them on the cover. Community guide.
Yeah.
And, they're open all the time for people to look at when they're in the park. And they will be there. Some of the competitors bring, and we have 4 prizes for them. Anything, I think 700, 500, and 152 prizes.
Ooh.
And it's been going on for some years. And then if you see this dragon that's there, those are few sculptures that my husband got years ago for himself.
Well, that's how we always know in Fitchburg, the Blacksmith Festival's coming up.
Yeah,
because we see pictures shared on the internet going, what is this? What is this dragon doing out in the street?
Yeah.
Well, what's this guy carrying stuff,
So anyway, Department of Public Works is going to move those sculptures out on Main Street, and that will be our it's kind of unofficial mascot has been the dragon.
Yeah, that's how we know that it's happening. The festival is when you drive by and then you see the blacks, the steel sculptures or cast iron.
No, they're steel. They're steel. They're made by a famous sculptor who works with steel and glass in Poland, and his name is Andre. I always forget to pronounce his name right. So he's a published and very well recognized artist in Poland. and Europe itself in his field. So Ashok ordered them some years ago. One is a big chimney sweep, and the old-fashioned.
The guy with the hat?
Yeah,
and
the old-fashioned.
I like it when, because his hands are out. So
that one is a gardener.
Oh, he's a
from
gardener?
Victorian gardener. We used to make a wheelbarrow, and we added that guy with the hand is holding a wheelbarrow, and you think he's wearing very fancy clothes, but in those days, people wore the hand-me-down and rags from the. So he's wearing the clothes that probably his masters wore, but maybe completely beat up.
And then there's the woman with the.
That's
boobs.
supposed to be the flower girl that he made. It's his interpretation. And the fourth one is a chimney sweep who has that bowl to lower down the chimney.
Where's the fourth one? I know the girl, the guy with the top hat, the dragon. Where does the.
That's the one with the
chimney
top
sweep
hat.
go?
You'll see it when you come.
Oh.
He holds this big ball. I think it's some way down, and they used to bring that down, low down from chimney to clean chimneys.
Oh, the ball.
It's like a
I
pouch.
can't picture the chimney sweep.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna have to look for it.
Anyway.
So the festival again. In case you missed it, we're talking about the Blacksmith Festival, the Fitchburg Forge-In, the Art and Renaissance Festival, which is happening Saturday, October 1st, 2022, at Fitchburg's Riverfront Park, and that is from 10 a.m. till 4:30 p.m.
And it's a free event. There are no tickets or anything, and a family-oriented event. Please spread the word. Let everybody in the neighboring towns know about it. And
and you can find out more information, and there's the forms and everything, and all the information. You can see the projects at fitchburgforgin.org. The website there has fairly comprehensive, has the names of the judge and the presenters and all the projects they'll be working on. So if you want to prepare ahead and see what they're doing, or maybe participate yourself, I don't know if it's too late.
No, I think I will just accept in next 2 days everything will close down, and we will have to take the count of how many people are competing, but I have extended that to this Friday.
All right, so check out fitchburgforgin.org and come check out the festival, and maybe you'll take up blacksmithing as an art next year.
I know a few people have said that they even went to the blacksmithing school in New Hampshire to take some lessons. And most of the professionals do have their business card. If anybody needs some ironwork done or something special they want, they can always talk to these people. They are very friendly. They are happy to talk, whoever wants to discuss things with them.
Well, that sounds fantastic, and we'll see you October 1st. And thanks to Achla for putting this on, and Achla Designs right here in Fitchburg that does the awesome ironwork and a lot of garden supplies.
Garden necessities.
The garden necessities? Yeah.
Garden furnishing and accessories.
I have a couple cool pieces from Achla Designs. So we appreciate very much you doing all the work to put this festival together, and the Knights of Lord Talbot for coming and joining. This will be a good time.
Yeah, I am sure a lot of people are looking forward to having a good time and just being out and meeting other people. So, and Stephen DiNatale comes for the prize distribution, and I hope our state thing will also come. Let's see.
Oh, good.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. All right. So that's the Art and Renaissance Festival, Fitchburg Forge-In.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Achla.
Thanks, Sam, for putting this up, and I hope a lot of people will see this and remember about it.
All right, and thank you for watching, discussing Fitchburg Now. We hope to see you around the city. All right. Sam Squailia here with a quick break to tell you about the Work North Central hiring event that is happening at Wachusett